Just got back from Amazon, and I came back and I was very sick, the sickest I've been in I don't know how many years, a long time. And I was sick, and my wife was sick, my team was sick. Hunter is in the room right now. He was the only guy of the entire team that didn't get sick, and which has made me suspicious of him.
He's made of stiffer stuff, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And man, we came back, and 3 weeks into this incredible sickness, just couldn't get it diagnosed. I actually was diagnosed 10 different things. You know, this, that, this, and they all came up positive. I'm like, that's not legit. I was in and out of the hospital trying to get better. Middle of the night, heard something messing around in my room, and my first thought was there was an animal in my room. And as far out as that sounds, it's possible because I live out in the boonies, and maybe we left something in that we didn't know, you know. And I thought, man, what is that? So I got out of bed, was super quiet when I got out of bed, and turned on the light, want to see what it was. And there was a man. There was a man physically in my room, and he was standing over the bed, and he was doing some kind of witchcraft. When he saw me, he was surprised and he was shocked, and we made eye contact. It was probably about a second to a second and a half that I saw this guy, and he was not wearing a shirt, and he had all these dark blue tattoos and writings all over his body, all over his arms, on his hands. I saw all that, and then when I saw him, I knew he was an Amazon witch. And right as I started to speak to him, boom, he was gone. And I called very reputable men and women of God that the whole world knows that I'm friends with, and called these guys, and they went, oh yeah, we've all had that happen. I'd never experienced that before. And I've dealt with next level witchcraft, but I never had one show up in my room before. I mean, that's trespassing in every single way. I called my good friend Robert Henderson, who wrote The Courts of Heaven, and said, Robert, how in the world did this joker gain access to my property? And he said, through covenant. And I said, how in the world? And he said, well, did you meet this witch? And I said, yeah, I actually saw him. We went way up the river, the Amazon, to go rescue some kids. And I gave this guy, he asked me some things. He said, did he give you a gift, and did you give him a gift? And I said, yes. And he said, did you offer him your friendship? And I said, yes. He goes, all that's covenant, Troy.
Oh,
that's all covenant. And he said, then did the guy give you anything to wear? And I said, yes. And was actually wearing it at the time. It was a bracelet. And I said, yeah, you know what? He actually did give me this. And he said, yeah, you're going to have to get rid of all that stuff. You're going to have to break those ties. That kind of level of witchcraft, Alan, goes with the cartels that we're dealing with, and it's so evil because not only are they selling untold number of children, but they're sacrificing untold number of children, and there is satanic ritualization that goes along with the sexualization of these children, and they sell that off to people in governments and people in the entertainment business and big time money people. They sell off that power. And that's not tinfoil hat kind of stuff. That's something that is a present reality of the day that you and I live in, and I've seen it firsthand. The next time that brother shows up, things will be different. I know what to do now. As a matter of fact, the village where that joker works at and where he's from, we have invaded that village. We have built a church there. We have put together a medical boat that goes up and down the river and takes, because up until now, he's been the only quote-unquote doctor that they've had. So a lot of, he stands over girls whenever they're giving birth. If somebody gets sick, you pay him money, and he's a shaman, and he does his magic, and we're putting him out of business. We're actually, the kingdom is coming, and there's nothing he can do about it. And we're answering his evil with the goodness of God. And